Dear students, in this video I am going to explain class 9th chapter number 2 is matter around pure part number 3. Part 1 and 2 I have already explained about elements, compound, mixtures, solutions and suspensions with their properties. Now we have a new type of solution that is called colloid or colloidal solution. This type of solution lies between true solutions or solution and suspensions. Means their properties are basically they are seem to be homogeneous but actually they are heterogeneous. How? If we take example of milk, we can easily see that milk seems to be homogeneous, that is it has uniform composition throughout, but actually we see carefully we will have the upper layer that is present in glass is little bit lighter as compared to the others layer of milk. This means that it is not completely stable. The colloidal solutions are quite stable. Continuing, it has other properties like the size of particles of colloidal solution is too small that it cannot be seen through naked eyes individually, but we can see whole milk, it is possible. But if you want to see the single particle, individual particle of milk or any type of colloidal solution like smoke, starch solution, ink, etc., it is not possible. Continuing, the particles of colloidal solutions are big enough to scatter a beam of light. This type of effect is called Tyndall effect that I have explained in this slide also. Tyndall effect is basically the effect that we see in, we can observe this type of effect when a fine beam of light enters a room through a small hole. We have seen many times that if a beam of light is entering into the room with the help of a hole, you can see the large number of dust particles dancing in it. Sunlight passes through the canopy of dense forest, that is another example of Tyndall effect. This effect was explained by Tyndall. Continuing, colloidal particles cannot be separated by simple process like filtration. For separating colloidal particles, we have to use special techniques known as centrifugation, that in which centrifugal forces applied to separate the particles. Same as true solution, suspension, we have components. We have colloidal solution also, we have components like dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase acts like solute, whereas dispersion medium acts like solvent. So we have some example also. Type of colloidal solutions like aerosols, foam, emulsion, sol, foam, gel and solid sol. And we have dispersed phase, that is solute, and dispersion medium, that is solvent. Like I'll take one example, foam, the solute is gas and the solvent is liquid. Means if we take example of shaving cream, in shaving cream the liquid is present in more quantity and little bit gas is added so that the pressure will make the shaving cream to exit out of the box or the container. One more example we'll take like milky glass. Milky glass, there is solid type of colloidal solution in which the solvent is solid as well as solute is also solid. Thus it is a glass which is translucent. We can take more examples and we revise it with the help of this video also. Continuing to the next topic, that is physical and chemical changes. There are two types of changes, physical and chemical. Physical changes are the changes which are temporary and hence most of the physical changes can be reversed easily. Whereas chemical changes are permanent, thus most of the chemical changes are irreversible. Formation of a new substance takes place in chemical change, whereas in physical change no new substance is formed. Like if we take breaking of glass breaks down, there is no new substances formed, but it cannot be reversed also. So it is not necessary that every time all the physical changes can be reversed. Melting of ice to water, it can be easily reversible and it is a physical change. So basically we have to remember that in physical change identity of the substance remains same, whereas in chemical change identity of the substance gets changed. In physical change only physical property changes, whereas in chemical change chemical property of a substance changes. Thus this is the reason why the identity of the substance gets changed. Like if we tear a paper, the identity of the paper remains same, that is it is a physical change. Whereas in chemical change like burning of paper, the identity of the paper gets changed. Now it is converted into ash, thus it is called chemical change. Keep revising with the help of this video. Thank you very much.